Hello, hello, y'all. How is everyone doing? I hope they're doing good. I hope this mic is a little better than the other one. Funny thing is, I think it works better and it's actually a cheaper mic. But whatever's clever, right? Okay, so before we get started today, I say this every time, but I'm going to stress this a couple of times before I turn the camera on. It's going to be rolling across my screen the whole time. I'm going to stress it some more while the camera's on. We are doing an Idaho 4 tarot reading. All of this is alleged. My spiritual opinion, my spiritual reading, the way I interpret the energy on these cards. These cards are up for interpretation because energy is read that way. Not that I don't believe in what I do. I do not call this entertainment purposes because they've had enough entertainment with it. I don't find it entertaining. But I do stress that it is not fact. So I do not want people going, oh, I don't care if you say you think I'm right or whatever, but don't be just spreading it like it's fact and we know it's going to happen, because we do not and I do not. I cannot guarantee anything. In fact, I hope I'm actually wrong about a lot of this, because this really makes me sick today to even go here with this reading, but here we are. So I'm going to mute this for 1 second, just to finish doing my protection thing and all of that, because I completely stopped in the middle of what I was doing because I'm off my rocker. I tell all of y'all. But it is important to know that we are just trying to gather clues. I've done a reading on this before. This has to do with the digital footprint that the defense has hired someone last name Roloff, which he has. You can read all his expert stuff. This is what he does: is recover deleted. Anytime they do a forensic digital download, that is of the phone, and it will detect anything that's been deleted. Y'all, what bothers me with this is them saying DM's dad too. That means he deleted stuff off his phone, and her phone apparently it's got stuff. I don't understand why you would ever advise your child to do that, especially in a situation that they're in. Maybe it was spur of the moment. Maybe he wasn't thinking. I don't know. I've got picked up on stuff like this before, and the reason I don't just go ahead and do them is because I'm not doing these tarot readings to say, ooh, let's see how much I can get right from something completely having no information. It's very hard to do that. Also, this is people's real life. And even though I'm saying this is alleged, stuff can still get spread. So that's why I'm very careful about what I say. And so most of it, I do get some kind of confirmation, a little bit of information before I just finish running with it. So I 100%, I wasn't waiting on this to come out. I was hoping this wasn't going to be the case anyway. But before I dug into her father anymore, because there needs to be a reason to as well. You don't just go being nosy in somebody's energy just because you want to. There needs to be a valid reason, I'm trying to think of the word. My mind just went blank. Intention. Like, what is your intention? Is your intention just to find out if he had something to do with it, to be nosy, or are you searching for the truth? Just like when I look into somebody's energy that may be cheating on somebody. If it's your boyfriend, yeah, but I don't look into the person they're cheating. Like, I don't go all the way in because I don't have permission to be that kind of nosy. What I'm looking for is their intention with you. If the intention with the other person comes out, automatically it's fine. But as far as being nosy and looking into someone's life, I don't do that because it's not right. So until we had a little bit more or something that come out, I did not want to go all the way down that road just because so much stuff has got started with this case already. There is very confusing energy sometimes when it comes around Brian Koberger that a lot of tarot readers, and I've watched them get it, to where it comes out that he's guilty, but he's not guilty. He just knows something. Okay. And I've always believed he knew something. I don't know what that is, but that's the energy of the cards most of the time that I get. Not that he actually did anything, but energy doesn't come out perfect. So sometimes it'll come out kind of saying he's guilty, but then it contradicts itself because it's not trying to say he's guilty. They're just not going to come out in a perfect little layer because you don't have a card for every single word we use, for every single, you know what I mean? Well, you have to interpret it. And that's why it is interpretable, you know, and different people get different things for a reason. There are some people that get the same thing for a reason, and there are people that get different things. They're looking into something different. They're asking a different question, or they need to get it different to be put together. This is not a one-person thing. That's why I don't compete with tarot readers on true crime. My intention is always to help. And anybody with a true intention to help, I want their help. I don't want to compete with anybody. I'm not trying to be better than anybody. I'm not trying to be the best magician, like to know everything or be able to get everything right. Or there's the most time I hope I'm wrong. You know, I don't even remember what I'm right about. People say to me all the time, you haven't made a video about the stuff that you can validate. It's not that it's not important. It's not important to me to say, look at me, I'm right. It needs to be validated sometimes, I think, shown with the court documents where it's validated just because, but I don't even do that. I don't like listening to my own voice, so I don't edit videos. If something gets screwed up, it stays screwed up, or I start all the way over. I do not edit videos because, one, I don't have the patience to edit. Two, I do not like my voice. I don't like to listen to myself. My readings, it's not that they're not interesting to me, but I just don't like to listen to myself. I do this because I do enjoy this. I do enjoy finding the truth. I do enjoy being right about some things, or like it's cool how, you know, you get the message or it's so clear or whatever, but I'm not trying to be better than anybody or compete with anybody, because to me, these are gifts, and you don't use gifts to compete, be better than anybody. You use them to help. Hence the reason I do a lot of my readings free. 90% of the readings I do are free. And I know a lot of people don't do that. There are a lot of people, and I'm not blaming them. Like, some of them are so good that a $200 reading is nothing because, I mean, they're that good. I'm not at that skill level. I don't know that I will ever feel that I am. When I do charge for readings, I usually don't charge over $25. And there's a couple of readings that are hour, 2 hour, can be long. But I don't look at it that way. I look at it that my sole purpose is to help. Yes, I am using energy. So when people do offer to pay or whatever, I let them pretty much. But I also let everybody know, if you need a reading, feel you need a reading, like real, you know, and you don't have the money or whatever, still reach out to me, because 9 times out of 10, I'm going to do it. Unless you're just a real bitch or a dick, and I would probably still do it eventually, but I'm still going to do it. I understand that some people don't believe it. I'm not one that gets people's names or favorite color. That's not usually how I validate that I'm connected to whoever's energy. It's usually something, I mean, I don't even know, like something that maybe had happened or something. Like, it's nothing specific, like their favorite color was green. I'm not saying I would never get that. I'm just saying I don't get, because I don't try to get people's names or favorite colors. To me, that starts confusing my brain, because then I'm trying to think about too hard, you know. So I'm just real funny about doing stuff like that. It is fine to be skeptical. It is not okay to be like completely questionable, like prove to me, because I'm not fixing to do all that, because that puts me in a bad place, in a spot, and it makes me nervous, and I can't even read energy correctly. So if it's that bad that you don't believe in it, just don't even ask me to do it. I mean, there are plenty of people that do it way better than me. I can give you a list of them. I don't mind. So, you know, I'm doing what I do because I like to do it genuinely, and I really like to help, and I like to feel people and see people get messages. Like it's a healing process, and it's sometimes you just need to know that one little thing, and you can heal and go on with your life. Not that you get over death. I'm just saying sometimes things happen, and it's just one little thing that you just need to know or feel you need to know or whatever. And that's what I do. This true crime thing I do because I'm interested in it and because I want to know the truth and because people deserve justice. We deserve to know the truth. We deserve to halfway know if we're safe, halfway know if people are lying. Um, no, it is not an invasion of privacy when people are lying in court. Like that, it's not invasion of privacy. That is finding justice. So there is differences. You know, I'm just giving y'all this whole spiel. And it all started with, please remember, all of this is alleged, not fact, my opinion. This is serious stuff we're reading about. It's not a joke. I'm not treating it as a joke. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's entertaining. I don't find it exciting, like, ooh, I can't wait, like I want to throw up, but I feel we need to know that. I want to know before court if I can. And I'm still going to be shocked, I'm sure, but maybe at least some of the energy I can get right, maybe. And I've been putting this off all day. I also am going to do a reading on the model of the house, like what's the intention with all that. So we'll go there. I'm looking ultimately for these 4 victims' justice and Brian Kohberger's justice if he is not guilty. I'm not a Brian Kohberger lover. I don't hate the man. I don't know the man. I am for the truth and justice for the victims' families, whether I agree with everything or not they do, and for the 4 victims that have lost their life at a very young age. I believe that getting the wrong person is not worth a shit. Why even waste your time? And I want all of the right people, okay, because that's what's deserved. There's nothing the 4 could have done to make them ever deserve to go out like that, to go out, or it to be somebody else's choice to take them out. Okay, because, whatever. 2 wrongs don't make a right. But like I said, they could be dressed up like prostitutes at the stop sign, screwing every Tom, Dick, Harry, Jill, and Janice. I don't care. Nobody's going to tell me anything that is going to make me think any different than what I think of these kids' soul energy that I feel, period. Does that mean they were right in everything they did? Well, who the hell is, okay? So, no. But nothing that we can disclose or come up or find or uncover is going to make me change my stance on that period. And I am hell-bent, wholehearted, all the way, feel like that. So when people come in here saying that I'm a pro-burger, you don't like the victims, their pictures hang with my kids. I literally would do anything to be able to twist the tongues of everybody and any lie anybody tried to say when they walked in that courtroom from here on out with this case or any case, but especially this case. Every time they tried to tell a lie, the truth just comes flying out their mouth. They can't even control it. It comes flying out their mouth so fast, okay? So please don't prejudge me. I am pro-justice and pro-truth. I am not going to try to explain to you the millions of reasons that even if you think Brian Kohberger is guilty, that you should be pissed off at the state. If you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you. I will pray for you. Ask somebody else has more patience to explain it, because I've had like my wits end, and that's not offense to anybody, but literally people, I cannot. So no offense to anybody. I just don't have the patience. That's all I know to say. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a doctor. I'm not in law. This is the first case I've actually followed where I've ever even read a PCA, if that tells you anything. So I am nobody that is important in law or crime. You're not going to miss nothing by me not telling you nothing. You will probably gain something by finding somebody else that knows a lot more than I do. So now that we've got all of that done, give me just a minute. Let me mute this for a second. Finished doing my protection and just like prayer for peace, all that, respect, all this. It won't take me but a minute and I will be right back. So it's going to go silent. Just a second. And I'll turn the, thought someone was calling me. Sorry. I'll turn the camera on when I come back in. Give me just a second, y'all. Okay. Thank y'all very much. Okay, I have my notebook here, my handy dandy notebook. I don't have a camera on. Hang on. Hello, duh. Okay. Ta-da! And I said, let there be the camera, and I did no miracles. I just hit the camera button. But anyways, just being goofy, y'all. I guess I don't even know because I'm really nervous about doing this reading. I really don't know if I want to know. So I'm stuttering. I almost know I don't want to know, so I'm stuttering over my words. So I'm studying. And if you hear Steven, I think he's in there yelling at the dog. So sorry, y'all. I'm not restarting this video. I just hate it today because I'm just not. He's in there seeing the dogs or whatever he's doing. I ain't no telling. He'll leave when he leaves, whatever he's doing. He does what he does. I stay to myself in my own house. But anyways, so sorry if y'all hear him. I'm really not starting over because I've done said too much, and I'm not going to listen to remember what I said, and I'll never say it all again. Okay, again, please know rolling across the screen is the, I don't know, disclaimer, notice, I'm not saying entertainment purposes, but I am saying none of this is fact. It is all alleged, not fact. Think of it like you do the PCA, I guess. I'm not sure that was a joke. Probably a bad one. Anyways, this is all alleged, not fact. No facts here. A tarot card reading, my spiritual opinion, the energies that I interpret off the cards. You may interpret something different. You may be looking into something different, or you may get the right answer and I may get the wrong interpretation, whatever it is. It can all be spoke about in comments. I'm fine with that, just as long as we're not being brats and rude about it. Okay. There are a lot of questions. I might split this up because I just don't know. Like I said, I'm nervous. I'm just about to freak out about even having to do this. So here we go. Again, not fact, all alleged. My opinion, tarot card reading. Okay, I said that enough that should be drilled, you know. Okay. I'm going to say the roommates' names because we know their names. I know they use their initials. My God, I forget to use their initials. We know their names. We know their names. We know their names. We're not harassing them. I'm not trying to harass them. We are just looking for the truth. This stuff is in, their names are in documents. This information that I'm fixing to read out, really the questions are in documents. So all of that's there. Okay. Why did Dylan... well, we're going to do them one at a time. I'm going to read the whole question, but I'm going to do one energy at a time. So a lot of these have Dylan and Bethany's name in them. I mean, obviously. Why did Dylan and or Bethany erase the messages and Snapchat messages or digital downloads, pictures, digital footprint, whatever? The digital stuff. Oh, great. Page of Swords come flying out because it's the truth. They don't want people to learn the truth. They don't want the message of truth. There's something truthful on it that they don't want people to know. All alleged, not facts, my opinion. On this card, it says featuring curiosity. Sorry, I can't see. New ideas and positive change. The Page of Swords. What does that say? Hinder special. Oh, special the pay. Okay. And then she's got this little doll thing laying in the whatever the hell that is. It looks like a hospital pan thing with dirt or something in it. I don't know. But it's literally like pinned down by its arms and legs. That really... Okay, so y'all probably can guess what I was thinking there. I'm just not even going to say it, but anyways. The teaching, the learning of the truth, they are not, that's why they allegedly, not fact, I'm saying them, I'm just doing both their energies at this time with this one question. That's why it was downloaded from either or just one, whichever one. Whether there's one that did it, two that did it. I think both of them did it, though, allegedly, on some stuff. I think a lot of it had to do with Dylan and her dad mainly, but, you know, that's not fact. That's my opinion as well. Okay, next question. Good Lord. Okay. Was Dylan and or Bethany trying to hide anything from the investigators? Well, clearly, I mean, sometimes some of these questions are like, the Hermit, not wanting anyone else to find out, like the Hermit in reverse, excuse me. The Hermit upright is like a solo energy that is able to go and connect with spirit on its own, be able to go isolate in healthy ways and connect with God, be patient, wait on God for the answer or their higher power. In reverse, it's like someone who's not able to connect, but also in these type readings, it upright means alone. In reverse means not alone. So they are not wanting either Dylan, Bethany, or both are not wanting anyone else. Hermit in reverse. They don't want anyone else to find out the truth, like whatever it was they were trying to hide. Yes. So yes, they were trying to hide something. So, I mean, allegedly, not fact, my opinion. That's what that means. Okay. I'm trying to explain these cards the best way I can because I know that regular tarot, love tarot, has somewhat different meanings, not like so much that you can't remember them, but they do mean different things, you know, when it comes to true crime. So, and if y'all are interested in taking a class, even if you're not going to read tarot, but it will help you know the meaning. So when somebody else is reading it, you know, maybe they're not even reading on the same thing you are, but the cards come out, you can know the meaning, or, you know, to get your own message, or just to make sure, you know what I mean, whatever. I do have some tarot workbooks and stuff that we can turn into like the true crime thing, and we can do little short sessions just to go over the cards. The major arcana would be first, and then the minor, and I would do just a couple of cards at a time, or a couple of cards a week or whatever, just to kind of deep dive them a little bit, to answer any questions, and to give you a little bit more insight. If that's something y'all are interested in, please let me know in the comments. Okay. And it would be free, of course. And the workbook, the journal, all of that would be free as well. Okay. Sorry, off subject. Okay. Did someone advise or instruct Dylan and or Bethany or both to delete these communications? So, did someone advise Dylan and or Bethany and or both to delete these communications? The Eight of Pentacles, the Apprentice. So the Eight of Pentacles is working at something really hard, like doing something over and over again to perfect it, working really hard at something to achieve something. Repetition, you know, hard worker. Oh, and in this picture, there are, I think y'all can see that light is not as bright as the other one was, the other bulb, because it leaves a little glare, but I don't want it too dark. So, you know, trying to appease everybody. So this picture of this Eight of Pentacles literally has people's heads in these little like glass jar things, like with a little round thing, and you put the jar over their head. And there's one missing, and that one is on the, oh my God, he's chopping it off, I guess. And this is some kind of, I don't know what the hell that is, a troll, something. I'm not sure what that being is. This is the horror tarot, y'all. So she looks absolutely scared to death. So this is doing something at the deceit of someone else. So yes, they were advised in some way, form, or fashion to do that. In my opinion, all alleged, not fact. Okay. Was the deletion done to protect either? Did Dylan do it to protect her? Did Bethany do it to protect herself? Did they do it to protect someone else, or both? So did they do it to protect their self and someone else, or just their self? Was the deletion done to protect Dylan, Bethany, someone else, or both? In meaning Dylan, Bethany, Dylan and someone else that she's protecting, and Bethany and someone else that she's protecting. So Dylan. So we're going to do, were the deletion of these messages, digital footprints, all of that done to protect Dylan herself, or Dylan and someone else? That answer is plain as day. The Two of Cups, Dylan and someone else. So on her part, her and someone she is emotionally connected to. Allegedly, not fact, my opinion. Allegedly, not fact, my opinion. No, that does not have to be a lover. It can be anybody you're emotionally connected to. Okay, so now let's do Bethany. What about the same question for Bethany? Was the deletion of these digital footprints, digital things, all of them combined, whatever, done to protect Bethany, or did she do it to protect her and someone else? Allegedly. So Bethany or Bethany and someone else. Okay. The Five of Cups in reverse. The Five of Cups upright is a depression, upset, looking at, can't see that you still have one cup turned over. You're seeing all the spilled milk, all the bad things, nothing. You can't see anything good. In reverse, it is healing, being able to get clarity of the picture, seeing the cup that's still standing, not mourning all the milk that's spilled, not being sad, coming out of sadness. So, two cups here, that's in reverse. So, when Bethany's stance, allegedly, not fact, my opinion, it was just to protect her. It was just a thought on her end, to protect her. It wasn't that she was trying to cover for anyone else. All alleged, not fact, my opinion. Please remember, tarot reading, not fact. When I just do these cards like this, they're big. It's hard for me to shuffle them normal because they are big. So I just kind of do them like this, and then I will do them like this. Okay, so here comes about Dylan's the first question about Dylan or Dad. So this is not going to have anything to do with Bethany. This is just about Dylan and her father, Brent. Okay, allegedly, not fact. Questions, tarot reading. What was the discussion between Dylan and her dad, Brent, the night / morning of the murders? What was the discussion between Dylan and her dad the night / morning of the murders? Meaning on the phone, the digital footprint that, we didn't specify whether this one was erased or not, but we just want the general energy of what was the discussion between Dylan and her dad, Brent, on the night / morning of the murders. What can we know about that? I'm just looking for the truest of truth, the most direct we can get. That's all we can ask for. Okay, so the suit of swords is the Five of Swords in reverse. Upright, it's brutal, tell of victory in the tradition. In reverse. So Five of Swords upright is a battle, like a fight, a conflict. As you see, this lady is holding this man's head up. She's got a sword in her hand, all the things. Okay. So in reverse, it is, it also in reverse can be a battle that keeps coming up. Or it can be a battle that is calming down, that doesn't have the energy of needing to be won at all costs. Let me see what card comes out next, and I'll tell you which one intuitively and spiritually I feel is which one it's speaking of. So again, the question, what was the energy of what was discussed or what was discussed between Dylan and her dad, Brent, the night / morning of the murders? Okay, so the suit of swords again, and this is the Nine of Swords. Hang on, y'all. Let me tell him to be a little quieter because he's talking over me. Okay, so this is, make sure that's off of mute. Okay, this is, I've said that 15 times, the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords, upright. The words on the card are featuring nightmares, destabilizing fear. I'm sorry, destabilizing, debilitating fear, and crippling anxiety. So the Nine of Swords is literally a card of worry, stress, anxiety, not being able to sleep at night, literally worried about all these swords crashing down on you. So in that case, this is a battle that kept coming up. So they discussed, let me get one or two more cards before I just delve all the way into that, and we'll probably get some clarifiers. Again, all alleged, not fact, my opinion. All these swords, the Page of Swords, and they're talking. I mean, this is verifying to me that this is a word of mouth message. The sword is the tongue, the message. So this is communication. The Page of Swords again, remember the Page of Swords upright is, the words are featuring curiosity, new ideas, positive change. This is like all about someone learning about the truth, hearing the truth, spreading a positive message that is the truth. It's positive because it's the truth. Having curiosity to learn and listen to the, what's being said, to relay a message. So a messenger, that's basically what Page of Swords is. A curious messenger. A younger curious messenger, basically. Okay, and then the Moon in reverse. Okay, the Moon upright. Horror Tarot presents the 18th card in the Major Arcana, the Moon, a symbol of fear, anxiety, and dreams. The Moon lights your path to higher understanding, but the light is weak, a pale reflection of the sun. Dark things come to the surface under the light of the moon, like a circumstance emerging from the bottom of a pond, in reverse. So in reverse, this is secrets that are not coming to light yet, secrets that are not being revealed yet, things we don't know yet, illusion still hidden in the dark, and it's still that way. So what I believe this is saying is the communication they had, this is not word for word, of course, again, alleged, not fact, my opinion, was something about some kind of battle that kept coming up within the house or within them, whatever, about them having to do with everyone in the house. And it being a worry, nightmare, or repeated worry for someone who was spreading a message of truth, but not wanting it to go everywhere. You know what I mean? There was a specific place for this communication to go, because there is still things under the dark of the moon, under the pale light of the moon, that is still not being revealed. Illusions, secrets that are still not being revealed, hidden truths still remain. So to put it all together, basically they were talking about something that was causing an issue that they didn't want everybody outside the house or outside of the need to know of knowledge to know about whatever this battle was about. But it kept coming up and they were discussing it. I mean, that's pretty much where that goes. It doesn't give, all the detail, but allegedly, not fact, my opinion. Tarot card reading and tarot oracle card reading, Okay, so we are going to use these cards too. I don't have a specific way. I'm just doing them when I feel, So I don't think we need clarifiers on these cards specifically, but what other clarifying information may I have? If there's any, or any more of the hidden knowledge that we might be able to get some kind of clue of, anything of that nature that has to do with what they discussed on the phone. Optical illusion. So what they were discussing was not exactly there were some things that were not true or correct that was either seen like an illusion or told as an illusion on purpose. Okay, that's what I get from that. Okay, what else? Secret weapon. Okay, what's the secret weapon? New World Order in reverse. So their old world order, their old way of doing things, just the way they did things. That's their secret weapon, the secrets they keep, basically. Oh, okay, Democrat in reverse. So someone higher up exposed, like not being exposed, but maybe being discussed, but not needing to be disclosed. Good Lord. Confirm, can't confirm. That's upright. It's confirm. Drugs, poison, exposed, or being secretly talked about too. I put that under secret weapon. So, male with a watch. So something with a timeline, and that older male that could be a father. Allegedly, not fact, in my opinion. Okay, that's all I want to know about that. And weapon. So I don't know. I'm going to let y'all intuitively get this weapon thing. Allegedly, not fact, in my opinion. Y'all see the cards. I don't know if I want to know right now. I'm not digging into that any further right now. I just cannot. Okay. Heart's already pumping out of my chest here, I feel like. So, okay. Did Dylan tell her father Brent anything that contradicts her public or legal statements? Did Dylan tell her father Brent anything within those digital communications, whatever, whether it's Snapchat, text, digital footprint, whatever, anything like that? Did Dylan tell her father Brent anything that contradicts her public or legal statements? Suit of Pentacles is in reverse. This is the Ace of Pentacles, manifesting your material goals in reverse. The Ace of Pentacles. So, did Dylan tell her father anything that contradicts her public or legal statement? So let me get one more card, but hang on. Okay. Did Dylan tell her father anything that contradicts her public or legal statements? Pentacles again. 7 of Pentacles. Look upon my works. So that is to me saying look over here, not over here. Page of Pentacles being in reverse is taking something back, or the fact that something could be taking back, not me giving it to you, but taking it back. So that could allegedly, not fact, be an offer, be freedom, be any of that. Knowledge, freedom, anything valuable. And this Suit of Pentacles being so flashy the way it is on this card, especially saying, look upon my works. It's like, look at everything I've done, everything I'm manifesting, everything I am planting seeds to grow, to be of value. Look at me, look over here, not over here. So yes, I think she did. Allegedly, not fact, my opinion. That's what that looks like to me. Again, my interpretation of the energy, not fact. Okay. How long is this reading so far? We are at, holy shit. Well, I talked for a minute. We're at 45 minutes. I'm only on the 8th question, but this or the next question is going to be the last one. I did not realize it had been 45 minutes, but I did have to leave y'all hanging for just a minute to finish the prayer, and I gabbed a little bit. So, but okay. Was Dylan's father, Brent, involved in advising her on how to respond or what to say to the investigators about this digital footprint or anything really? But was Dylan's father, Brent, involved in advising her on how to respond or what to say to investigators? Is that Ace of Swords? Ace of Swords upright, featuring inspiration, sudden insight, and challenges ahead. Okay, so the Ace of Swords is like a breakthrough of truth, like a shattering breakthrough of truth. And then what flew out was, I wasn't even trying to get it to come out, the 8 of Wands in reverse. Upright, it says change. It's coming. Something is in the air. Action. The time is now. Where will you be when the big event happens? But it's in reverse. So instead of it being fast communication or fast action, anything, it's a delay or a slowdown. So I think he advised Dylan to have slower communication, not be so antsy. Allegedly, not fact, my opinion, which that may not be a bad thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that. Did her father was her father involved in advising her on how to respond or what to say? Yes. I do think there may be something found in there that may or may not look really good, allegedly, not fact, my opinion as well. But I do think that he did advise her of something, more than one something. Okay, this is the last question we're going to do, and then we're going to split this reading up because it's a lot. Okay. Did Dylan's father help her cover something up knowingly or unknowingly that has to do with incriminating yourself, helping somebody else out, anything to do with a crime? Did Dylan's father, Brent, help her cover something up either knowingly or unknowingly, whichever way? Doesn't really matter whether he did it unknowingly right now or knowingly. So did Dylan's father, Brent, help her cover something up knowingly or unknowingly that had anything to do with the crime of the murders? 4. So, knowingly or unknowingly? Okay, we're going to get a couple more cards. That's the Emperor in reverse, though. I'll explain in a second what that means. Queen of Wands in reverse, and I feel one more. Justice upright. Great. Okay. Did Dylan's father, Brent, help her cover something up knowingly or unknowingly? Instantly, this justice says to me, knowingly. He knowingly. She carries a sword and scales, but she does not want to kill you, just give you what you deserve. Horror, Terror, Major Arcana. Card number 11, Justice. She comes for us all. TA. There's a TA on this. That's okay. Anyway. Allegedly, not fact, my opinion. I mean, fact, there is a TA on there, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. So the Emperor in reverse, the Emperor upright is someone who wants normal, like control, healthy control. In reverse, is a dictator. It is someone who needs to be over everything for unjust reasons, for illegal reasons, for not fair reasons, for power trip, all of that good stuff. Upright, this card says ultimate authority rests with him. Blah. Ultimate authority rests with him. True ultimate authority. That would be a good way, you know. Horror Tarot presents Major Arcana card number 4, the Emperor. It's in reverse. So this is the leader of the leaders. Like, this may not be the person who actually set the murders in place, because there can be other leaders that do that. But ultimately, he had the most to lose if whatever didn't happen happened. Allegedly, not fact, my opinion. And then we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. The Queen of Wands upright is courage, confidence, independence, and determination. In reverse, it is someone who is not confident, who is not independently have courage. They are codependent. Upright, it is a popular person who has good communication, talks to everybody, friends with everybody. In reverse, it is someone who forces her friendship with power, scaring people or whatever. She's popular for those means. Or he or she, it's a feminine energy, but it doesn't have to be a her. So this literally is saying the dictator who is corrupt, who's not fair. Also, the Queen of Wands, so a male energy and a female energy that are not in it for anybody else's good except their own, are selfish, greedy, dictator, do things for their own well-being, and that are outside the law. So, did her father help her cover something up knowingly or unknowingly? I've already said the Justice card come up upright. And to me, that is knowingly, justice. You know, like justice. That is the truth, the hell-bent truth. You know that. So yes. And yes, he helped her cover up something with this energy, especially going on. It's kind of like her and his energy, sort of, or either the people they were reporting to's energy, one of the two. Allegedly, not fact, my opinion. Heart, love. So yeah, that just confirms to me that I was on the right path. Allegedly, again, not fact, my opinion. Okay, we're going to actually do 2 to 3 of these cards and a missing variables card. Okay, please can I have a direct password or direct card, 1 or 2 of them, between 1 and 3, to let me know what I just stated is on the right path and correct, true to my spirit, God's team, you know. 1, 2, oops, sorry. Just like I heard, keep shuffling. Okay, 3. And then I was going to say we're going to start with one of these, but I just feel 2. So going with what I feel. 1. If you don't know what these cards are, the Reckoning Co. Ashley made these cards. They just kind of go deeper. Okay, so law enforcement in reverse, riot in reverse, AI upright. So, allegedly, not fact, my opinion. Not fact, my opinion, period. Some of law enforcement hiding under the dark, like it's in reverse. So, to keep a riot, a crowd from breaking out in pure, like, disgust, distrust, rioting, basically. That's why they provided either fake information about what these missing digital things, some of these that we've discussed already, allegedly, not fact, my opinion, have been missing, quote unquote, or they artificially didn't even look and said they weren't there. One of the two. So, conspiracy web, a tangled network of secret and lies. Say that again for the people in the back. 9 of diamonds. Conspiracy web, a tangled network of secrets and lies. Luxuries gained through deceit, the high life under scrutiny, independence tested by greed, a scandal among the wealthy, the price of privilege, an empire on the verge of collapse. Wealth doesn't equal safety. Secrets of the rich exposed. Allegedly, not fact, in my opinion. Conspiracy web, and literally, this is fact, 7 of hearts, web of deception. Love becomes the perfect cover for betrayal. A charming figure hides a sinister agenda. Manipulation in matters of the heart. Trust betrayed in the most personal ways. A figure who plays on emotions to achieve their goals. Romantic entanglements obscure the truth. And that could be within the organization even, and it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It can be any, false promises lead to dangerous consequences. Emotional, good Lord, emotional vulnerability exploited for personal gain. I don't think I could find any card that I can't get anything more direct than that. Just told us what it told us. Allegedly, not fact, my opinion. Please do your own research. Allegedly, not fact, my opinion. Please do all the YouTube things. Thank you for everyone who supports me. Like, share, subscribe, comment. You don't have to agree. We can agree to disagree. There's just a nice way to do it, or a more polite way than the mean way. And those are the things I will respond to. I do not expect everybody to agree with me. So, do your thing. I will see y'all later on the next one. The next one will be the second part of this. Maybe it's only going to be 2 parts. I don't know. I'm sorry for talking to y'all a lot. These are a little bit more in-depth readings, and they do make me a little nervous. So, there's that. Y'all have a good day. See you next time.